Welcome back to TutorABC's Movie Notes. Now today, we're going to be talking about a different type of movie. Today we're talking about a documentary. And a documentary is a non-fiction movie that talks about the history or the story of a thing or a person or anything interesting. So today, we're talking about a documentary called 20 Feet from Stardom. 那它中文名字叫做什么呢？中文名字叫做伴唱人生。聚光灯外20呎. Now that's a little bit long, but it's similar to the English title. So what we're going to see in this video is interviews or discussions of some famous rock stars and the girls, the backup singers that sing with these famous people. Now, people like Bruce Springsteen and the Rolling Stones, everyone knows. But the backup singers that stand in the back and sing beautifully, maybe not a lot of people know them. So that's what this documentary is talking about. And there's a lot of information in this trailer that maybe you don't quite understand. So today we're going to talk about it. Let's have a look at the trailer, and then we'll talk about some of these phrases.
Singing background remains I suppose, a somewhat unheralded position, you know.
There's a power to these women that stand on stage with these guys.
It's a bit of a walk. That walk to the front is complicated.
Can you turn off the radio?
How could you logically not have a diva have her music on? I don't get that.
The rock and roll people like Bruce and Elton John and Stevie wanted to know who that girl singer was. My life has been all about trying to make a success of the gift that I had.
She was like the really hot one of the Ikettes. She was very hot, beautiful girl.
I don't set out to be the sex symbol.
But you post in Playboy.
My greatest pleasure is to stand back and let them do what they can do.
When you're a backup singer, it is a springboard, but it can easily become a quicksand if that's not what you want to do.
There's no guarantees in entertainment.
I've got dreams. Rock dreams. I felt like if I just gave my heart to what I was doing, I would automatically be a star.
It got so bad, I started cleaning houses. I just looked up and said, okay, you're supposed to be singing. There's a whole world out there who wants to hear you sing.
They're in the game and they stayed in the game, and they're legends.
It is my honor to induct into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and about time to Miss Darlene Love.
I suppose a somewhat unheralded position, you know.
The first person who starts off this trailer says it's a bit of an unheralded position. What does unheralded mean? Well, we look at the word herald, H-E-R-A-L-D. That means to praise or to proclaim or announce something. If something or someone is heralded, usually they're very famous. So he says that these backup singers, it's usually an unheralded position. It just means that no one really knows them, they're not famous, no one pays them a lot of attention because of the rock star who's on stage in front of them.
Can you turn off the radio?
How could you logically not have a diva have her music on? I don't get that.
The next word that we hear that's very related to the topic of this documentary, which you may already know, is a diva. D-I-V-A. What is a diva? Well, in one sense, a diva is a woman who is usually a singer. In the past, it's been an opera singer, but maybe now probably more pop songs, who is just famous as a personality for what she does. She's a singer. It also has a different meaning of a woman who is very difficult to get along with. She's maybe high maintenance, she has a lot of opinions, she doesn't get along with people, maybe she's haughty or arrogant. But sometimes both of those meanings fit for the same person. But in this documentary, we're talking about divas. We're talking about these women that sing for a living. And so one of them calls herself a diva. So That's what that word means.
I don't set out to be the sex symbol.
So one of the other phrases that we see in this clip is the phrase set out to be something. And if you set out to be or if you set out to do something, it means that you make a plan. So for example, you could say he set out or she set out to be a successful business person. And what that means is that maybe they went to university, they did a lot of studying, they got a lot of work experience, they did all of these things to set out for their goal. This is similar to the literal use. If you set out to go to Africa or you set out to go to Japan, it means maybe you have your luggage and your passport and your backpack, and when you set out, you leave to go to your destination. We use this also for goals. So if you set out to be or to do something, it means that you plan to do it.
When you're back on saying it is a springboard,
But the next phrase is also related to maybe reaching your goals, is a springboard. Now, if something is a springboard, what does it do? This literal word refers to something that you would jump on to help you jump higher. But in your career, if something is a springboard for your career, then what is it? It helps you progress faster or to get to a higher position faster. So a good opportunity, or maybe an important person that you know, different things could be springboards that help you reach success or make more money faster than you would have otherwise. So this opportunity or that thing was a springboard for my career. So that's a very good, that's a positive thing.
They're in the game and they stayed in the game, and they're legends.
So the last two phrases or words that we see in this trailer that are of interest to us are stay in the game and induct. Now, if someone stays in the game, what does that mean? Well, think of maybe if you're watching tennis or soccer or basketball and a person or a team is losing. They're way behind. Sometimes you can see it even in their face. Maybe they feel bad and they kind of want to give up. Someone who stays in the game doesn't give up. Even though they have a lot of work to do and they're way behind, they're still ready to focus and to work hard. So sometimes you're still playing, but mentally you've already given up because you feel it's too hard or there's too much to do. So for someone who has a good work ethic, who works hard, who always tries, you say that person stays in the game. So that's a very positive thing. It's a good attitude to have.
It is my honor to induct into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and about time to...
The next word is to induct. I-N-D-U-C-T, induct. And in this trailer, we see Bette Midler, she's also a famous diva, a famous singer, inducting someone into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So the Hall of Fame is, there's a baseball Hall of Fame and a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for famous people in sports or music or whatever. And when you are inducted, that means they let you in. They admit you or bring you into this famous group of people. And so she reads off the card that this person has been inducted into the Hall of Fame. They've been welcomed or admitted in. So for someone in music, that's a huge honor. That's like an award that they've won to be recognized for their career and all of their hard work.
Singing background remains I suppose, a somewhat unheralded position, you know.
There's a power to these women that stand on stage with these guys.
It's a bit of a walk. That walk to the front is complicated.
Can you turn off the radio?
How could you logically not have a diva have her music on? I don't get that.
The rock and roll people like Bruce and Elton John and Stevie wanted to know who that girl singer was. My life has been all about trying to make a success of the gift that I had.
She was like the really hot one of the Ikettes. She was very hot. Beautiful girl.
I don't set out to be the sex symbol.
But you post in Playboy.
My greatest pleasure is to stand back and let them do what they can do.
When you're back on saying it is a springboard, but it can easily become quicksand if that's not what you want to do.
there's no guarantees in entertainment.
I've got dreams.
Drop dreams.
I felt like if I just gave my heart to what I was doing, I would automatically be a star.
It got so bad, I started cleaning houses. I just looked up and said, okay, you're supposed to be singing. There's a whole world out there who wants to hear you sing.
They're in the game and they stayed in the game, and they're legends.
It is my honor to induct into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and about time to Miss Darlene Love.
So these are some of the terms that we see in 20 Feet from Stardom. It's a documentary about something you may not have thought about before, but that looks to be very interesting. And there's a lot of English that we can learn from it as well. Don't forget about our Facebook page and our special sessions, where we also share lots of English from daily life and from Western, American, British culture. Things that if you run into in your day-to-day life, you might not understand. But through practice and interaction with our live sessions, it will be no problem for you. So we hope to see you soon.